What else is there? Went to Comicon. Had a weird stomach ache in front of that panel, that amazing panel, 6,500 people. I felt something I'd never felt before, which is like this weird, like normally being in front of 6,500 people would be the most relaxing thing in the world for me. That's my inverted personality. I only know I exist when people are listening to me talk. But I had this. I came up. I just had this swell of like just gastrointestinal like tension. I felt like the upper half of my stomach had done 1,000 sit-ups, and I came off stage and explained that to Dino, and he said, "Yeah, it's you got to watch what you say now." Like that's what happens.
Oh, really? That you think that was just like?
Yeah, because I was like I was so forward to the Rick and Morty panel, but now this community thing. It's I'm sure it's all my fault. I'm not complaining about any of it, but this is just the phenomenon that's happened. Like, there's so much more wrong I can do than right by talking, and it's just like 6,500 people, and I'm just like. You take one person that you could make cry by saying the wrong combination of words, whether that person is a Jeff Annie shipper or a person who served proudly in our nation's armed services, or a double amputee, or a person that worked really hard on season 4, or a victim of non-consensual sex in the summer of '98, or someone that works for TV Guide who really wants me to be an asshole. There's so many. I go 6,500 people, 6,500 chances to fuck up, to say the wrong thing, and I think my brain went, okay, well you can't deal with that, so I just pushed it all down into my little Tim Tums. Tim Tums. That's where the cake and the vodka goes. That's not for dealing.
But you don't feel that restriction in here, but this podcast goes out to a lot more than 6,500 people.
Well, I mean, walking off that stage, I was like, fuck this. Like, I refuse to live my life feeling that way. Fuck you in the teeth. Forever.
Right?
If you ever,
right in the teeth.
If you would ever have anyone feel that way, go fuck you a million times in the big fat face. Just fuck you for wanting people to feel bad. I've never done anything to hurt anybody. I've never said anything that I wanted to, make people feel pain. I just can't do it. I would rather kill myself. I'll never feel that way again. It's a horrible experience. Anyways, okay, so
worse than being in San Diego itself. That town is a fucking bummer. I'm talking about downtown San Diego. Around San Diego is quite lovely.
Can you even call it a downtown?
I don't know, man. People say, well, there's too many people there. It wasn't the Comic-Con's fault. It wasn't the people's fault that were there. It's just you can't get a good bite to eat.
No, I've been there during non-Comic-Con. It's not. I mean, it's not. You got your San Franciscos, you got your Portlands, you got your New Yorks, your LAs, your Asheville, North Carolinas. Hipster towns. San Diego is not a hipster town.
I don't know. It's just a neutral setting of hostility there. And it's not because there's military bases. The military people you meet in there are quite nice and friendly and polite and cool.
Yeah, but the equipment the military is using experimentally to enrage the populace. You're familiar with HARP?
I don't like it. I got thrown out of a bar. Wasn't doing anything. Well, I sassafrased the bouncer. I was standing kind of in the doorway. I was not standing in the door jamb. I was 2.5 feet back and a foot over to the side. So 3 people could have walked abreast, through that doorway and not bumped into me. And a guy just came in. I was the only guy in a suit in kind of a divey bar. And this guy, they make all the bouncers there wear shirts that say security on them. And they all have ear monitors, and it's a little much. And they card you just like Checkpoint Charlie. It's amazing. Yeah. And
well, ostensibly they're there for Comic-Con because, it's crowd control and stuff, and that's cool. But there was a guy dressed as the Crow at the bar who may dress like the Crow every day. And was certainly acting like a guy who dresses like, who's like, oh, I get to dress like the Crow. And he was breaking shit, and nobody was sassafrassing him.
I was standing there in a suit, and I'd had some drinks, but I wasn't bothering anybody. I was kind of just standing there. And the guy looks like, bro, you can't stand there. I'm like, and I looked down, and there was a little concrete square of kind of where the incline of the doorway comes in, where they had to kind of pave that little way up. And I was right on the edge of that. And so I just kind of semi-sarcastically tiptoed just out of it. And he goes, keep moving, bro. I'm like, you tell me, I'm going to keep tiptoeing, and you tell me when to stop. He's like, don't sass me, bro. Don't sass me. I'm like, look, not only would I never sass you, sir. I have so much respect for you and what you do, what you're doing right now. I just want to be the world's best customer at this bar, and I want to know all the rules. I want to know everything. So I don't want to get this one wrong. And I go, is this okay? And he's like, he just gave me the eyeball. And then an hour later, I'm in the back, leaning up against like a stack of beer boxes, texting my girlfriend, not doing anything. Bro, you're wobbling. You got to go. Like it took him an hour to get a head of steam or a couple of shots.
Like a drone attack. He just got fucking like he was separated from the pack.
Yeah, and then the things kind of politeness on my end kind of went out the window at that point.
Yeah, I've seen you more sober, but I've seen you a lot drunker, and everyone in that bar was also drunker. Like I mean, he goes, you weren't doing anything wrong.
He goes, you're wobbling. I go, I'm not wobbling. You can't even talk right now. You're slurring, bro. I'm not. Yeah, you're slurring. I was like, you're a cunt. And I go, do you read me? Big buddy, am I coming in? And then right when you walked over, what's going on? Well, this guy's a cunt. And, who's this guy? This guy's a cunt too. I don't know. There's two guys. And one guy, this guy's a coward because he did this. He cocked his fist at me and he didn't do anything. So cunt, coward, cunt. Look, don't throw me out of your bar.
Yeah. The people that go into that line of work. All right. I mean, well, if you are a cool bouncer, and I know there must be a lot of them because there's a lot of cool places.
They generally are. They don't work in San Diego, though.
Yeah. Like, please, thank you.
That's not true. I met a very nice bouncer who had the full thing, and he was quite helpful and nice. But he just looks like, I don't know, San Diego. Too many sideways or backwards baseball hats on white dudes with Crocs or flip flops on. San Diego may officially get the Jeff Davis patented thumbs down and fart sound.
That means a lot to people. It does.
What?
I'm not being sarcastic.
Thumbs down and fart sound?
Thumbs down from Jeff.
Yeah.
Jeff.
No, I rarely do it. It's not the whole. San Diego's a giant county and it's a big city.
There's whales that just got the thumbs down. Like you didn't even.
Don't get me started on Blackfish, man. I just saw that yesterday. You guys want to get bummed out?
How was it?
It's a bummer. Yeah. You know about this movie?
No.
It's a documentary
Is
about.
Is it like The Cove or something?
No, it's well, kind of. It's the concrete pool. It's about SeaWorld's treatment of orcas and the cover-ups of the people that die training them there.
Wait, people die?
Yeah, they die. And it's just an absolute like PR just thing like because one whale. I don't want to spoil it for everybody, but there is one whale that ate a lady. And
it's not much of a spoiler.
Yeah, and it's not because it's in the news and stuff like that. But what I did not know is this whale's backstory is pretty fascinating. And this whale has a backstory.
Apparently, it once walked on land. It looked much like a brontosaurus. All right, well let's bring up the rest of our little rascals and get their 2 cents on everything that's happened tonight. Kumail Nanjiani, we missed you. Conan O'Brien's Kumail Nanjiani.
Conan O'Brien's. It's been a while. You know what? Can I say? Kind of fuck San Diego.
Would you fuck it right in the teeth?
Would you fuck it with a side of beef?
Would you fuck it on a bagel?
I would fuck it till it queefed.
Nice. I like your meter.
Yeah.
A, B, C, B.
That was like a kind of a haiku we had to do.
I was there. I was at Comicon. I went to see. I didn't run into you, but so people. It's like super packed. So I was with my wife, and we were walking side by side, and it's like just a ton of people around. And Emily looked at me, and she's like, "There's a guy with his crotch on my butt right now, right behind me." So I looked back to sort of see, because expecting like a huge crowd. It was just one guy. It was me, Emily, and then just one guy, nobody else around, just like a butt backpack on, like, just attached to her. Like, the rules of society kind of don't apply at Comicon.
The weird thing that's starting to happen now is that because I'm old. I was there in the 90s when I was signing comic books. There was a Marvel center. There were video game consoles being sold there, but we nerds were allowed to sit on the floor of hallways with our big bags of shit that we bought at our nerd mecca and go through shit. And then there was a tipping point that got crossed, I don't know, let's say 6 years ago, I have no idea. There was just a point where it was like, this movie has nothing to do with comic books, but it's premiering here anywhere. But I realized Community is part of the problem. I like returned as to this like Sundance of things. But so like now you just get cattle prodded if you're a nerd and you try to sit down anywhere. They're like, keep it moving, and it's like.
I really hate the booth babes thing. Like that is so fucking gross to me. All those like. I feel horrible for them, too, because they're like, this is the, 3 days of the year where they definitely have work. But if you go day 3, their eyes are so sad.
But there's also now, it's like, it's almost like, it's the worst of all worlds because it was Nerd Mecca, but now it's Nerd Sundance, and now because it's Nerd Sundance, it's a form of Sundance. So now there's this douchey component coming in.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I was in a pizza parlor, and there were 2 girls who were in costume, and they didn't know each other, but some guys wanted pictures with them. And then another guy, like with a backwards baseball cap and some Crocs and some flip flops and some floop floops, who was sitting in the pizza parlor. He started yelling at. He's like, "Make out! Make out!" And I was like, "Oh well, whatever." San Diego meets Comicon. He had laminates on. He was a fucking Comicon guy. He was just there to see fucking Ben Affleck 3 or whatever's premiering there.
Are we already at Ben Affleck 3?
Yeah.
You know what? We are, because we had Ben Affleck 1 was like mall rats and stuff. Then Ben Affleck 2 was Good Will Hunting.
Right.
And now Argo is Ben Affleck 3.
This is Ben Affleck 3D. Well, now he's directing and he's got a beard.